This right here is a scale 118 Ferrari 599 GTO by Hot Wheels Mattel. Now, like the Ferrari 458 that I reviewed earlier, this is a Hot Wheels Mattel, which is the budget version of Hot Wheels as far as their model making business goes. It is a scale 118, it has the exact same, body and frame as the Hot Wheels Elite, which is generally about twice the price. And then you can get Hot Wheels Super Elite, which is twice the price of that. So it does get pretty expensive. And if you're looking into a Ferrari and you don't have much money to spend, then the Hot Wheels Mattel isn't a bad option, as I'll show. But there are definitely some turn-off features that you probably won't like. I most certainly don't like them. But I've learned to deal with them. Now, this particular car I actually don't own. This is one that I'm borrowing. So this is my first impression of the car, which is always good. And to start off, very much like the 458, plastic, plastic, and then plastic. Now, this is just really disappointing, especially considering that how wobbly it is. Does it look bad? No, it doesn't. You really only notice that it's plastic when you're touching it, and sometimes in direct sunlight, as you can see here. Slightly lighter on this side than on the metal. I don't know. It's whether it bothers you or not, I'm not really sure, but there's also another thing that I noticed. It's kind of like an indentation in the paint that looks like a factory defect, maybe. I don't know what that is, but it's not very good, and I can feel it with my fingernails, so it's pretty bad. Oh, it's actually continued on this side, except less worse. Very interesting. As far as other details on the car, the paint generally is pretty good. Even on the plastic pieces, you don't notice it as well. It's a really nice kind of pearl color. On the top, it's like a matte black, which is you have to be really careful with when you're cleaning the car, just because it can scratch very easily. Now, if you look through there, you can see that this piece that extends off is actually pretty well done. It comes off, it has a hole right there, you can see it on the other side. Kind of a unique piece to a car. I haven't seen something like that before. Let's get up close on this Ferrari logo. Very well done, better than the 458. And then a little turn signal there. The wheels, I know they're a little dark, so it's hard to see, but they are kind of a matte black color. And the reason why you can't see the brake disc behind there, as well as the caliper, is because it's black as well, which it really shouldn't be. But that's what Hot Wheels Mattel does to keep the price down. Now, I assume the reason why all Ferraris are so expensive and you don't see them in the budget car segment is because Ferrari's licensing is so expensive. As you can see, they have a paragraph on every bottom of the car telling you that it's their car, as if we didn't know. Which I'm not sure is absolutely necessary, but that's what they do, nevertheless. The engine, now, first of all, you'll notice that the hood doesn't close very well. If you want to get it completely closed, you have to kind of give it a little push there. But then getting it up is a little bit of a challenge. Without breaking it, you just really want to be careful with the... It's actually got some oil in there. I got it on my thumb. Be careful not to touch the car with that. Decent engine, has a little bit of depth, but no coloring other than, the red. As far as like the spark plugs, they just kind of blend in with the engine block. And there's nothing else. There's no wires, there's no... It's rather bland in general. I've seen worse though, so I can't really complain too much. Maisto definitely has done some worse cars. Headlight is decent, just like the 458. It's pretty well done, no peg. Trunk, very small. Very flimsy though, because it's plastic. This is actually painted on. It's not a bad paint job, but it's not perfect either. Taillight, pretty good. Very large diffuser, and actually has a little bit of a carbon fiber texture to it. It's hard to notice up close, unless you're up close, that is. But it does look pretty good. Underneath, as I already briefly showed earlier, we have the exhaust, which is the same color as the bottom of the body, which is a little disappointing. And there just isn't much detail under there. I mean, obviously, because this car is meant to be aerodynamic underneath, but just otherwise isn't much. Now, wheels do turn with the steering wheel. And if we get in there, the only colored pieces are the Ferrari logo on the steering wheel and then the tachometer right behind the steering wheel. Other than that, nothing is colored in. You can see it better on this side. The detail is there, but as you can see, it's just all black. Even the seats are kind of that same. It is a bit of a shame, actually. The fact that the seats are kind of like the same shiny plastic as the dash, so it's like they match. Seats aren't meant to be shiny. I mean, that's just not right. But I mean, as far as all the dials that are there, just not colored in. Same thing with the 458. It's because it has technically the same interior as the Elite model, just with less detail. Really, really sturdy mirrors there. Has no suspension. And I believe I have covered just about everything on this car. Yeah, that's all down. So this is the Scale 118 Hot Wheels Mattel 599 GTO. It costs around $45. And I believe this is the only color. That might be wrong in that, but as far as my recommendation goes, similar to the 458, I would recommend it simply because there are no other Ferraris in this price range, and it does look pretty good. I mean, you don't notice the plastic as much, although I will admit that I am pretty annoyed by it. But when it's sitting on a shelf, it's looking like a Ferrari. It looks great, but it's really up to you. You may want to throw in another $45 to get the Elite model, which is going to be significantly better. So that's all, and I hope this helps, and thanks for watching.